let's talk about liberty. Liberty is something we can cultivate from within, and that the freedom of our own minds is within our control. To discuss more about liberty and freedom is Aisha Adamo.
Hey, thanks, Peter. Great to be with you guys this week again. And, we just had our July 4th celebration in the US. So there's been a lot of talk of liberty and freedom, as there always is in the US. Um, and yes, right now, a lot of people are feeling really boxed in by everything that's going on. We've been in lockdown from COVID for a long time. And the feeling of that ranges from this angstiness of just being caught at home to the deeper emotions of not being able to see loved ones or not being able to grieve properly. Simultaneously, on the internet, there are a lot of restrictions of expression that even brilliant creators like Lin-Manuel Miranda are experiencing this past week. And for the record, we're not canceling Hamilton. Just sorry, cancel culture. Hamilton stays. But like that all, makes me think as well of the concerts and performances that we're not going to be seeing for a while. And all of us as music artists and creators are really hurting from that and feeling, like there's no space for wiggle room. I mean, forget about international tours. Europe won't even have Americans there until we sort our stuff out. So all of this is really taxing stuff. But the truth is, there's a truer freedom in the mind that we can vacation ourselves to the space in our mind during some of this to help us get through it. And I'm finding that lately I'm spending a little bit more time just, curtailing my use of social media, maybe getting away from the addictive click and scroll, which was designed to be addictive, and just setting a little mental space for imagination. I think imagination is a way for us to not have any borders or limits because the mind really is free. No matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, you can connect with that freedom and liberty in the mind. So for the next week, if you want to, just maybe try out having a little bit of time set aside just for imagination, just putting aside the devices, putting aside, those addictive habits. And if there are like antipathies and nervous things or thoughts of, oh, I got to do this in the mind, just try to set those aside too and close your eyes and just see where your mind goes if you don't let anything interfere with it. Maybe it's into a future you that you would like to explore, something that you'd like to manifest. Maybe it's just a flight of fancy and it doesn't have to make any sense at all. It can just be an adventure that you go on the ride for. So that's what I'd like to propose to you this week to check out and enjoy.
Thank you. And you talked about social media and maybe stepping away, and that is so important. And especially right now, it's just information overload. And on the website, on musicindustrycity.com, over in the Success Center, there's actually an article, and it's look at your social media feeds. They're probably terrible for you. Because if you're looking and you start scrolling through your feed, it's like all this negativity, and some of it creeps in. So maybe some old groups or pages you followed, old friends that might not be close friends anymore, and you just like, oh, you just ignore them. But you can like mute them for 30 days, or you can unfollow them. And we were looking at it saying maybe just step aside and clean up your feeds to let more positivity and open up new areas, because you're also, the way Facebook's algorithm is, you're friends with so many people that you might have never seen a post from somebody in years, and maybe they come to the forefront.
Exactly. And so much of, what we see in the feed can be a trap too. So if you don't clear the clutter, you're walling yourself in a way that you don't have to. So I think that's great advice.